The internet is overwhelming me, so for the next 24 hours, I'm shutting it off and escaping to this cottage.
I know that I could just stop looking at it or set screen time limits, but my mental willpower is weak at the moment. So here we are. And who knows, maybe this will be a beautiful video where I find myself. Or maybe we'll watch me slowly descend into madness as the thoughts that I typically drown out with distractions come flooding in.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
But I'm sure it'll be fine. Now let's go for a hike because I want to get cold and tired so that being inside feels even better later. All right, we ride. I'm coming. I was on my phone for almost 18 hours last week, and I have the gall to tell myself I don't have time to make a nice dinner or go outside. Shame! Not to harp on it, but that's like 5.5 weeks of my life just spent looking at my phone. How depressing is that? Okay, gonna keep walking with that lovely thought in my brain. We're almost there, and I am sweaty. All right, who's ready to see the view? Da-da-da-da-da. Ta-da! I'm on an island, specifically Main Island. Let me show you. Who needs internet when you have wildly convenient maps? We got Main Island right there, and we are here. I took a boat to get here. And tomorrow I'm swimming in that ocean. Ta-da! It's been about 3 hours without internet, and I'd say on the finding myself versus madness scale, I'm leaning towards finding myself because this is just so nice. Getting snowflakes in the eyeballs and everything. Okay, I'm definitely cold now, so I'm very excited to get back to the cottage. And fun fact, it's actually called a cob house. And that's because... Cut to a voiceover. I'm cold and I gotta go.
Cob houses are completely made up of clay, water, straw, and sand. And if you Google cob house, this one is likely going to be the first one to show up. The internet loves this place. Now back to the mountain.
We're on our way home, and you best believe I'm gonna have some main character moments while I listen to some film scores. Okay, see you in a sec. Halt! If you understand that reference, then we're okay. If you don't, then I'm sorry. I must warn you that what's about to happen could either go really well, or I could burn down the internet's most prized cob house. Okay. We're building a fire. I've never done this before, but I have instructions. Nice. Step 1. Move the air control level all the way to the right. Done. 2. Put a good bit of dry crumbled newspaper in the bottom and several pieces of kindling on top. This kindling is looking a lot like sticks, so I'm just gonna break them a bit, I guess. I would like to ask that my sister and 5-year-old niece don't judge me too hard for this because I know they can both do this in their sleep. I'm the fun aunt who lives in the city. 3. Light the newspaper and close the door most of the way. Here goes nothing. If this fire survives, I'm gonna name her Independence. Because I'm being independent right now. Come on, Independence! I think I've killed Independence. Okay. We're trying again. Frick. Okay, all the way to the right. See ya. Let me introduce you all to Take 2. Okay, now it's time for a cottage tour, I think. Let's start outside, shall we? And yes, I'm currently blocking the view of some sheep, so I'm just gonna step away. This is the backyard, and as you can see by the smoke coming out of the chimney, Take 2 is alive and well inside. We've got lots of moss on the roof, which I dare say is pretty neat. And we have this very cool outdoor fire pit area, accompanied by this wall that looks like it's straight out of Hobbiton. Now back to the cob house itself. A primary ingredient in these walls is cow manure.
Science.
Here we have the entryway. This is the fireplace, home to take two. She might not look super hot, but I can assure you, she is. This is the kitchen. Wow. Ta-da! It's literally just a room that's very cold. It has everything I could ever want and some really cool blue cups. The dining room nook. I want to grow old here. This is the bathroom. Right this way. We got a sink and we got a shower. This right here is a mirror, and this is a heckin' window. And a nice toilet. Now let's go up these really cool stairs to see the bedroom. Please take a moment to appreciate how cool this wood is.
Wow, nice.
And also, this really cool beanbag chair.
Really cool.
We have a desk nook. And here's the bed. Okay, the tour is done and I'm gonna shower. All right, the original dinner plan tonight was spaghetti bolognese, and I got all the ingredients for it except for ground beef because I thought I'd save it and get it on the island because there's a local butcher. They're closed today. Luckily, I have a backup plan. It's time for cooking with Mac. Ugh. I'm exhausted. And the reason I'm exhausted is because I've had a full and satisfying day, unencumbered by mindlessly scrolling. Excluding this mac and cheese situation, I definitely had to work harder for the gratification and serotonin boost today. But holy man, the payoff has been so much better. I started a fire today. All by myself. This is typically the part of the evening where I pull out my phone and watch YouTube videos while I eat dinner, but not tonight. Okay. I'm hungry. Voiceover, please.
I'm not saying that all social media is bad. I love learning about and supporting my friends' creative endeavors on Instagram, and I love YouTube videos and movies that inspire me. I think the difference is how intentional I am with what I consume.
Anyway, dinner was absolutely delicious, and I promise that I do typically eat protein and vegetables. Okay, time for a quick clean and then a new activity. Bibbidi boppity boo. Ta-da! The kitchen's clean and I'm 10 hours in without internet. And I'm feeling pretty good, pretty sane. So to keep that lovely feeling going, I'm gonna write in my journal. I like journals without lines in them because it allows me to be neat and tidy on the days where I'm feeling good, or just write fuck across the page when I'm feeling really frustrated and angry. A couple years ago, I Googled some self-reflection journal prompts, and I haven't filled out these prompts in about a year. But that all ends today. Cue the voiceover.
The first prompt is 3 things I'm grateful for, and it's always my parents, my partner, and my friends.
I find that it's really good to remind myself and never take it for granted. I'm just really deep like that. Okay, I've written all my answers down, and I'm now going to overlay them through voiceovers throughout the rest of this video. And hopefully it works and makes sense and is coherent. I'm gonna go read and keep enjoying the heck out of my evening. This is the best. I'm having fun. Oh my god. They might have to drag me out of here. Good night, cool beanbag chair.
Good night, Mac.
Night. Good morning. It's time for breakfast, and I'm pleased to report that I'm actually going to get some vitamins and nutrients today. For breakfast today, we have yogurt, blueberries, a bunch of nuts, and grapefruit. My first response this morning was to wake up and reach for my phone to check my notifications, but I didn't. I just laid there. Voiceover, join us.
Oh, hi. The next prompt is, how is fear playing a role in my life? And right now I'm afraid of failing in front of people, or failing in front of you, the viewer. And I find that some content that I see online, or even just watching my own channel's analytics, really exacerbates this fear of failure, because I compare myself to my past self or to others, and tell myself I'll never be as good. And when I feel like this, I try to remind myself that my entire self-worth isn't based on a specific skill set.
I do my best to remind myself of that, but sometimes it's super hard, and that's kind of what compelled me to come escape to a cabin in the woods. Without internet. I just needed to get away from the noise and just give my brain a break and let me work through some feelings of feeling not as good as everyone else. And now it's time for the final journal prompt. How have I impressed myself lately? Give me just one moment and I'll tell you. I've impressed myself by making videos, regardless of all the self-doubts in my head, and and I just impressed myself by doing that. Okay. I'd like to thank my mom and dad and the academy. Just kidding. Okay.
I think it's clear that I did not descend into madness and that I did in fact find myself a bit. This experience has taught me that I need to unplug more often. So instead of doom scrolling in my free time, I'm going to do my best to make a cottage escape in my own apartment.
Now maybe watch just one more video before you shut off your internet and have your own relaxing evening. Okay, bye.